Weslaco Panther Corp Drumline in the house. Thank you very much, guys, as they are here for tonight's football game between Weslaco and Harlingen South. And then, of course, that's right, Pigskin will be taking place tomorrow. We'll be hearing more from WPC later on in the show. But right now, Carlos Robledo, along with Mike Gonzalez, and we have an exciting one here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. It's cooled down just a little bit. Yeah, nice, cool weather here tonight for the game, and that means changes are coming here along the season, Mike.
That's right, Carlos. It's nice. It's cool. This is great football weather. The games are getting bigger. I love it.
All right, so it'll be Harlingen South here at Weslaco. Harlingen South 1-3 in district play. The Weslaco Panthers 2-2, coming off a big win last week where they beat Brownsville Rivera 45-0. They could be playing their best football of the season right now.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos. The Panthers have won 2 out of the last 3 games. Last week in Brownsville, they only allowed 40 yards total to the Brownsville Rivera Raiders, which is an outstanding job by the defense once again. Second game that they've shot out an opponent. They're only allowing about 11 points per game since the week 1 match against the Richmond George Ranch. So we got to give kudos to Coach Ross Moore, defensive coordinator, and Coach Stroman, the co-defensive coordinator, and the players for stepping up.
Yeah, Jordan Nichols leading this team with 72 tackles on the season. Also, we got Diego Rodriguez, 68 tackles, Andrew Ulguin, 47 tackles, and Justice Free, 37 tackles in 3 games. So this defense certainly playing awesome right now. Also playing very well are the running backs for Weslaco High School, and that's Michael Martin, over 100 yards rushing last week, and also Matt DeSantiago.
247 yards the last 3 games for Mike Martin there, Carlos. And then last week, Matt DeSantiago, 150 yards and 1 touchdown. We have different guys stepping up now. I think Coach Tony has found the players he wants to run the offense now. Isaiah Ramos and Alex Lara are now getting some help in the backfield. And, yeah, the team looks like they're operating. Last week, Mark Lara started at quarterback. Or, I'm sorry, I think it was Alex Lara that started at quarterback. You know, we're going to see.
Or Leal started at quarterback.
Okay, there we go.
QB,
yeah, there we go. For the injured A.J. Gonzalez, in talking to Coach Tony this week, he said it was going to be a game-time decision on who will start. But regardless, it's good to know that whoever steps in, that they're going to get the job done.
Absolutely. And DeSantiago had a big 90-yard run last week and over 100 yards. Before that, his biggest game was only 15 yards. So a good job by Santiago, and we'll see what he does tonight. As far as Harlingen South, they started the season with 3 big wins, had a big game against Harlingen where they almost won, but since then they haven't been playing very well.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos. The Hawks have dropped 3 out of the last 4 games. They came up with a huge win over Los Fresnos in district play, but that night the Falcons didn't have all their players due to a coach's decision. However, they come in here with a 1-3 mark, so this is a big-time game for them. They're under a first-year head coach, Brian Ritchie, who was an assistant from Richmond George Ranch. I was watching video on them earlier in the day, and they pretty much run the offense. They show you different formations. They run almost every play off the shotgun formation. They'll have a guy in motion. They'll hand it off to him, or they'll have 2 guys in the backfield to hand it off to them. You know, they do different things. They show different things, but I'm pretty sure the defense staff are prepared. They have a couple of guys that we need to look out for. One of them is the leading rusher, Adrian Torres, who has 466 yards and a couple of touchdowns. The quarterback also runs the ball there. Brandon Villarreal has 428 yards. Another guy we got to look out for is Matthew Zavala, who's third on the team with 324 yards and 4 touchdowns.
All right, Harlingen South 1-3, but certainly they have a shot at the playoffs. Let's take a look at the standings right now, because Harlingen South 1-3, Weslaco is a 2-2 in district. And you know, you take a look at the standing, and it's San Benito right there, undefeated, 7-0 overall, or 7-0 overall, 4-0 in district play. Harlingen is also 4-0 in district play. Those 2 teams are just tops right now in 32-6A. And then you have Weslaco at 2-2, Hanna at 2-2, Los Fresnos at 2-2. So Harlingen South definitely needs a win tonight if they want to stay in the mix. And of course, Weslaco, if they can come up with a big victory tonight, they're right there in the mix.
Yeah, that's right, Carlos. Weslaco is right in the middle of the pack with 2-2. They're 1 game behind third place, Los Fresnos, I believe, and then you have Weslaco East with 1-3, along with Harlingen South at 1-3. But from here on out, you know, the Panthers got to win out. Coach Tony says the playoffs start now, basically. But if they win, the last 3 games they'll be in. But he didn't rule out, because crazy things happen. He didn't rule out about possibly sharing the district title with somebody. Say if Harlingen were to drop or if San Benito were to drop. So you never know. But as far as we're concerned, we're worried about tonight and moving on to next week against San Benito.
We got a new phrase now for this district. Yes, it's the meat grinder, but we've got a new one. We're calling it the SEC of the RGV, because this is so tough, just like the Southeast Conference in college football, or the SEC, where every weekend it's a tough game. That's right, tomorrow Texas A&M and Alabama will be playing. And let's take a look at our schedule for the SEC of the RGV, 32-6A. Weslaco KWES has a game at Brownsville Rivera. Weslaco KWES has kind of the easier schedule now from here on out, because they play Rivera, and then they move on with that. They'll play Harlingen South, and they'll play Hanna. So they have some winnable games for them, but it all starts tomorrow against Brownsville Rivera at Sam Stadium.
It does look good for them on paper, Carlos, but they still got to go in there and they still got to take care of business. Coach Burgett last week, he was disappointed, but what did he say? He says it's time. It's time to get going. There's no looking back, and it starts tomorrow night.
Yeah, and that game will be live on Facebook, so you can watch at 7 o'clock from Sam Stadium. If you want to stay home and watch the Chicago Cubs play in a divisional game tomorrow night, you can watch that, and you can also watch Weslaco KWES versus Brownsville Rivera live on Facebook, the KWES Facebook page. Another game, Los Fresnos at Harlingen. Now this is a very important game for Los Fresnos, of course, because they are 2-2. Harlingen is 4-0, and if you're a Panthers fan or a Wildcat fan, you're really pulling for Harlingen in this game.
Yeah, you're right, Carlos. Like I mentioned earlier, the Falcons are 1 game ahead of the Wildcats, because they beat them earlier in the season. The Panthers still need to play them in a few weeks. But yeah, it would be nice if the Cardinals could win tonight over the Falcons. The Falcons are a funny team, if you ask me. They started the year, 3-0, 2-0, and then they dropped a few games in between, and now they've won their last 2 over Weslaco East. And then last week, and they've won them all by single digits. Yeah. So as far as Harlingen's concerned, they're undefeated in district, but they're making the big plays when it counts, and that's the reason why they're still unbeaten in district.
We'll be doing some scoreboard watching in that one, and we'll give you that final score later on in our post-game show. Los Fresnos last week beat Hanna, and you said it was by single digits. They won last week 34-31. Brownsville Hanna taking on San Benito. Once again, San Benito 4-0, 7-0, and Brownsville Hanna 2-2 on the season. And once again, kind of pulling for San Benito in this game if you're a KWES fan.
Yeah, you're right, Carlos. San Benito has made it look pretty easy, but they've had a couple of close calls against Weslaco East and against Los Fresnos. And what did they do well? They ran the football. And guess what? Brownsville Hanna could run the football. Jaime Gonzalez enters this week as the district's leading rusher. He already has over 1,000 yards. So if there is something Brownsville Hanna could do to San Benito, it is that they could run the football, and you never know what can happen from there.
All right, let's take a look at the Mid-Valley Report. Everybody, the most fanatical fans in the Rio Grande Valley, they live right here in the Mid-Valley, whether it's Mercedes, Weslaco, Donna, and tonight, there's going to be a crazy one. The battle for the reservation, Donna North hosting the Donna Redskins.
Yeah, that's their version of the Tinaco Bowl, but they call it the Battle of Reservation. It's bragging rights there. Not much playoff implications on the line. However, mathematically, they are still alive. Whoever wins will still be mathematically alive. But other than that, it's mostly for pride. The Redskins have won the first 2 matches, but Donna North has a great shot tonight. They're a much better team than the first couple of years. Their running back, Dominic Ochoa, was lost earlier in the year to a torn ACL, but Tony Gomez has really stepped up and has done a nice job for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and look out for Donna North. They've done some special things lately. They went to the playoffs last year in baseball. They had a player that qualified for regionals in golf. They had a state powerlifting champion as well. And then just today, the cross-country team, the boys team, won a district title. So good things happening over there at Donna North. Mercedes versus Brownsville Lopez, the Tigers. You talk about the trap games, Mike. There's always that trap game before a big game. There's always also the trap games after the big games. The Tigers last week beat Ed Calchelsa. Now they play Brownsville Lopez, and there could be a kind of a letdown after that big game last week against Ed Calchelsa.
And it's been done before, Carlos. We've seen it time and time. Every year something always crazy happens. But, the Tigers need to maintain their focus, take care of business. The Lobos are not a team that push around. They are 3-1, 5-2, right in the thick of the playoff chase. you know, the Tigers could take care of business tonight. They have Brownsville Porter and then down on North left on the schedule. So if they win tonight, district championship looks really good for them.
Yeah, they cannot overlook Brownsville Lopez because Brownsville Lopez is 3-1 right there in the playoff hunt as well. Ed Calchelsa, when's the last time that we saw Ed Calchelsa lose 2 straight district games? But that's what they have going into this game against Brownsville Pace at home at over there in Ed Calchelsa.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, Carlos, that Ed Calchelsa loses 2 in a row. You know, they've had some struggles, you know, in the past some years, but I mean, they're the dominant team of the district most of the time. I did some research, and if you recall last year, Brownsville Pace beat Ed Calchelsa 17-14, and that was a game that Brownsville Pace overcame a 14-0 deficit, and then they kicked a game-winning field goal at the very end of the game, and it was at the Black Hole. So, I mean, I know the Yellow Jacket fans remember that, and so I'm sure they're going to come out full force for this one.
If there's something about a Joe Malichalar team, they always play well late in the season. Remember last year, they went 3 deep into the playoffs after finishing in the middle of the pack there in 32-5A. All right, we are live over here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. It is Harlingen South here at Bobby Lackey Stadium taking on the Weslaco Panthers. Should be a good game. Game time's at 7:30. Right now, we're going to stop talking about football and start talking about the other pigskin, and that is the one where the band will be taking place. And that'll be at Bogus Stadium, Harlingen Bogus Stadium, where we will have the Weslaco Panther Corps out there. Let's bring on the drum majors who are here now to talk to us a little bit. How's it going, guys? We've got 2 mics for 4 guys. And with us here now, as we'll introduce yourselves real quick, please.
Yeah, I'm Karen Jimenez.
Delicia Riojas.
Pass the mic back there, guys.
Okay.
I'm Emmanuel Lopez.
I'm Freddie Lopez.
All right. So how are you guys doing? I know that, well, first of all, what has this week been like? I know that it's kind of stressful. You go to school, and then, of course, you have to get up early or stay late in order to get all your practices in for tomorrow night.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a crazy week, especially for seniors. This week we have ACT testing on Saturday, so it's just been crazy, stressful, losing sleep, but ultimately our excitement, I think, has kept pushing us.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to answer that? Or
Well, it's just, yeah, as what Karen was saying, it's been extremely crazy. It feels like it's all going by so fast, especially for us seniors. Pigskin Saturday, and pretty soon marching season is going to come to an end, and it's just crazy.
You know, guys, when it comes to band, the Weslaco Panther Corp are always among the best in the valley. Year in and year out, when you think of Pigskin, Division I is always the result. You know, as you guys are seniors, some of you are juniors and so forth, do you guys embrace the pressure that comes with playing in a Weslaco Panther Corp, or do you guys take it as a challenge?
I think personally, I love the drive. I think the adrenaline is what a lot of us really, really enjoy. Manny's a tuba player. Do you want to expound on that?
Talk to us a little bit, Manny.
Well, these past 2 years at marching, it's been really fun, and me transitioning to a drum major was, I think, a better experience for me. And considering I'm a junior, I'm going to be alone next year, or have more drum majors, so it can be fun.
Freddie, in the back, why don't you talk to us a little bit about the excitement of this week and just getting ready just to take that field tomorrow night. Are you guys are y'all ready? Are y'all pumped up?
Oh man, you bet we are. Oh well, we've been pushing this whole time ever since summer band, and honestly, I'm pretty sure we're ready this time around.
Yeah, you got to remember, these guys have been going since, June, July, August. They've been going really, really hard. And I know 1992 and 94, they went to state. Weslaco went to state. That's been the last time, so it's been a while. How do you all feel about your chances? I know that's always the goal, is to get to state.
Well, I think definitely what ultimately matters to everyone is that we just put our best on the field, and of course we actually feel pretty great about our chances, but what we tell the band and focus on is to remember to make sure that they're doing this for the passion that they feel for the music, because that's what brings us together. But above all that, I think we all feel pretty confident.
Yes. I think considering all the changes of this year, I think the band's doing a phenomenal job adjusting to those changes, and I think we're definitely preparing for everything, and we're hoping for state. Yes.
Okay, tell us about the show. What's the name of it, and what should we expect?
So our show is called Paradigm Shift, and basically it's about this kind of abstract concept about the process of change, and it actually fits us really well because we're in a transition period, learning a new marching style, so that's new from freshmen to seniors, so it kind of defines us, and you definitely see that. You could hear it just the way they really put their passion into the music.
All right, guys, well, we're going to take a little break right now. We're going to run a commercial. Is that okay? Can you guys stay with us here? Because after the commercial, we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more. Is that okay? Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah,
Or y'all have to
sounds
go? All right, so let's take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Wow.
Wow.
Taco Palenque, discover the wow.
Well, Karen, that was such an awesome thing last year for the Weslaco PC, and for those of you guys that are here, we just showed the Taco Palenque commercial where the band came out. Tell me a little bit, what was that experience like?
I think, okay, Delisa and I were the only, from this group of drum majors, it was just us two last year. It was so unexpected, but it was actually really hilarious. I think we enjoyed doing that.
I got a quick question for you because I know that it's tough, to act in front of the camera and all that. How did you learn your lines?
I think it was pretty genuine.
Yeah?
That line.
There's only one line.
Yeah.
It was wow.
It was wow.
Did they ask you to say it, or
Yeah,
did it just come?
No, they did, but that taco was great.
It was. It really was the wow.
You're lucky.
It really
Yeah.
was. All right. Okay, so tell me a little bit of what's going to happen here over the next 24 hours. I know you guys have homecoming today, then you're going to practice afterwards, and just talk to me a little bit, and then tomorrow it's just going to be a day filled with a lot of fun and just going out there and doing your best, correct?
Yes. So these next 24 hours, we're really influencing the band to just keep a positive mindset because as a team, it's very important that we keep that positivity up and no condoning of negativity at all. So I guess we're just really trying to influence the band, that positive mindset, just trying to focus on what they're about to do and just stay in that focused mindset.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Manny, you guys want to say a final few words? We're about to wrap it up here. Manny and Freddie. What do you want to say? Final few words here. What are you going to be telling your team tomorrow, your band?
Well, tomorrow I'm just gonna tell them to just relax. I don't want them to get too excited. That's until after we get that one.
Sure, absolutely.
Hope so. And just to have fun.
All right.
Because that's when you do your best, when you have fun.
Manny?
If you don't like something, then of course.
Well, quite the opposite. I think they should be excited. Tomorrow's Pigskin, so and
Different
that's
philosophies. Okay.
it's something we've been waiting for all summer, all school year. And the only thing you can say is that play their hearts out, because that's what matters to them.
All right.
If I may add something, Carlos, if the fans want to show up and support, they're going to play at 7:45 tomorrow evening.
That's right. They'll be showing, we'll be having them right here after the game. So if you're coming to the game tonight, watch after the football game, the Weslaco Panther Corp. Thank you very much, guys, for being here. Tomorrow, 7:45 at Boga Stadium. Here, it'll be at 7:30, Weslaco Panthers taking on the Harlingen South Hawks. Let's bring on the Drumline one more time, and let's hear it for the band. Guys, good luck tomorrow. Bring home the one. We know that you guys are going to do a good job tomorrow. You're already making Weslaco proud. We'll see you after the game, folks.